Desiree.
And I'm Dr. Karen. Welcome to A+ Tip of the Day.
Today we're going to be showing you some great stretches for the lower body. Most of us sit at a desk all day or sit in a car for multiple hours a day, and so your lower body gets to be really, really tight without you even knowing it. So we're going to take you through a few stretches that should loosen you right up and get you moving back to normal. So I'm going to be the therapist today. Karen is going to serve as our patient. And Karen, I'll have you start lying down on your back. So the first stretch we're going to do is just a simple stretch to warm up your glutes. So it's called a single knee to chest stretch. I'm going to have Karen pull one knee to her chest, wrap her arms around and hug the knee as tightly to her chest as she can without inducing any pain. So you should feel a stretch right back here in the back of your leg. Are you feeling that?
Yes.
Perfect. So if you're in this position, you want to deepen the stretch a little bit. The easiest way to do that is just to extend the opposite leg. And there you go, you've got a nice deep stretch in your glute. Every stretch you want to hold at least 30 seconds, but up to a minute. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths through the stretching so you can allow your muscles to really open up and relax into the new lengthened position. How are you feeling, Karen?
Feels great.
Okay, perfect. You can put this down and we'll move to the next stretch, which is a hamstring stretch. So for the next couple of stretches, you're going to need a strap of some sort. It could be a belt, but what I like to use is the belt that comes with a robe because it's nice and long and non-stretchy, which is important. So I'm just gonna hook this behind Karen's foot. I'm gonna have her extend her right leg, and then I'll hand her the strap so she can control this stretch. And you wanna lift your leg up as high as you can until you start to feel a pull in the back of the leg. Once you start to feel the pull, you can stop right there and just hold and breathe into this stretch. In order to get the hamstring muscle, you've got to make sure that you maintain your knee in complete extension while holding the stretch. Again, hold this for at least 30 seconds, but up to a minute. And if you want to deepen the stretch, the easiest way to do that, again, is just to extend the opposite leg. Are you feeling that in the hamstring, Karen? So this hamstring muscle starts up here towards your bottom, runs all the way past the knee. So you might feel the stretch anywhere in that vicinity. All right, next we're going to move into an IT band stretch. So the IT band starts up here in the hip and it comes all the way along the side of the leg to right below the knee. So we're gonna keep the strap where it is, lower the foot down a little bit closer to the table or the floor, and then move it across your body until you feel a stretch somewhere in this area of the leg. Are you feeling that, Karen?
I do.
Good. A lot of people have a tight IT band and they don't even know it because we often don't get into this position. So again, a 30-second hold here. All right, Karen, how's your leg feeling?
Nice and stretched.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you can lower your leg down. We're gonna give the strap a little rest. And obviously at home, you'd wanna do these exercises on both sides, but for brevity's sake, we're gonna do it just on one. So the next stretch we're moving into is called a figure 4 stretch. So Karen, I'm gonna have you bend this other leg, and then we're gonna stay with stretching out the right side. I'm gonna have you put the right outside of the ankle on top of the left thigh. Perfect. So for some people, this position is enough, but you can also intensify it by taking one hand, pressing it against the knee, and then pushing away from you. And again, this stretch, you should feel deep in that hip, almost up towards your back, and hold for 30 seconds. So again, this position is going to be enough for most people, but as always, there's a way to progress this and make it a little bit more intense, which is just by taking the opposite knee, bringing it towards your chest, and then you can hook your hands underneath the back of the opposite thigh. Maybe even use this right elbow to open up the right knee, and you're gonna have a nice, really deep stretch down in your piriformis muscle. So again, if you were feeling the first version of this stretch, there is absolutely no need to progress it. You wanna stay where you are until you're comfortable, until you feel like you're no longer getting a stretch in that position, and then progress. All right. 30 seconds has gone by, good. I'll have you uncross your legs. And then we're gonna move into one final stretch here on the back. So Karen, for this stretch, I'm gonna have you move just to the edge of the table here. Good. This is gonna be a stretch for your hip flexor muscles. So these are the muscles that track along the front of the hip and thigh. So to start, I'll have her bring the opposite knee towards her chest, Hug that knee into the chest, just like we did on the single knee to chest stretch. And then take the right leg and hang it off the side. So we can already see that Karen's hip flexors are a little bit tight because you can see that her leg is not even past parallel. So this, most people will feel a really deep stretch here. I'm gonna give her a little extra by pushing down on the knee. There we go. And again,
good.
Feels good? Good. So I'm not gonna progress this for Karen because she's already stretched out here, but if you wanted to, if maybe this position wasn't enough for you, you could take that same strap, hook it around the front of the ankle, and then use your arm to pull that towards your head. And that's gonna, oh, okay, Karen's going for it. That's gonna intensify the stretch even more. But again, only if you're not feeling a stretch in the original position. All right, so we got those all stretched out. I'm gonna have you flip over onto your hands and knees, Karen, for the next stretch. All right, so the next stretch is another hip flexor stretch. Now we'll be stretching the left leg, just for the angle here. So Karen, I'm gonna have you step your right foot forward, up into a high kneeling position. And then all Karen's gonna do here is shift her weight forward into that right leg. Good, and she should feel a stretch in the front of the hip here. If she's not feeling that, she can give a little bit of back extension here. And if she wants to intensify it a little bit more, she can lift her left arm up and over to really stretch the hip flexor and the psoas muscle there. Good. So again, you're gonna hold this stretch at least 30 seconds, up to a minute, and breathe. Feeling that, Karen?
Oh yeah.
Perfect. All right, 30 seconds has passed. We're gonna do one more stretch in this position. So Karen, I'm actually gonna have you bring your hips back towards your left heel, extend your right leg, heels down, toe is up, and we're doing another good stretch for the hamstring here. So again, try to keep your knee as straight as possible, or get it as straight as possible so you're really getting deep into the hamstring muscles. Breathe into this position. This is a really intense one if you've got tight hamstrings. How you feeling, Karen?
Good, definitely feeling it.
Good. All right, 30 seconds has passed. Karen can come out of that stretch and we're gonna move down to the floor for our last few. Now that we're in a standing position, we're going to go into a couple more stretches, starting with a quad stretch. I'm gonna have Karen turn to the side. So bend this knee, Karen, and then catch it in your hand. Good. So you wanna try to keep this knee in line with the opposite knee. I always tell people too to try to squeeze their bottom muscle here. That helps to keep the hip in the correct position. And then right here, you should feel a stretch in the front of your thigh. The quadricep muscle is a muscle group that runs from the front of the hip all the way past the knee. So you could feel it anywhere along that part of your leg. Are you feeling that, Karen?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, just gonna hold that. I'm sure you can guess. At least 30 seconds, but up to a minute. Good. Next up, we're gonna do a stretch for the calf muscles, the back of the calf here. So Karen, I'm gonna have you step your right foot forward. The left foot, she's gonna step back toe first and then press the heel down into the ground. Bend the front knee while keeping the back leg completely straight and the heel towards the ground. So this is a stretch, again, that you could feel all the way from right above the knee to right below the heel here. And hold that, again, at least 30 seconds, but up to a minute. How are you feeling, Karen?
Good.
All right. We're gonna do one more stretch for the calf muscles. The calf muscle is made up of two different muscles. One is the gastroc, which is a big muscle up here, and another is the soleus, which is a smaller muscle that starts below the knee. So to do that, Karen, I'm gonna have you actually put your toe up on the wall. So put your left, let's stick with stretching the left leg. Just put the left toe up on the wall. Good. So again, her heel is down, her toe is up. To get the soleus muscle, you're gonna bend this front knee towards the wall until you feel a stretch. This time it might be a little bit lower, but anywhere along here. And again, you can support yourself in the wall so you don't overstretch this muscle. You wanna go just until you start to feel a pull, no pain. All right, she's gonna hold that for 30 seconds, and then your lower body should feel completely stretched out. That's your A+ Care tip of the day.